Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio. We have the Tower card on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. Definitely see you having some sort of a full circle moment in this connection, even if it's specifically this week. Because with the Tower and the Ace of Swords, I could read it as clarity, but it's almost like something is being illuminated to you, and it may change your perspective on this person or the situation here. Like you're waking up to something is pretty much what I'm getting here. Okay. On the flip side, it could also be that this person is having some sort of a realization about you, and they could be communicating that to you as well with the Ace of Swords. Okay. How is this person feeling about Aries? So we have the King of Pentacles. This could be an earth sign, and we have the Four of Cups. There's something that's not making sense to this person when it comes to the reality of this connection. The reason I say that is with the King of Pentacles, it is a very practical energy. It could be this person, you know, whether it's wanting more stability or wanting something to feel more tangible with you. But with the Four of Cups, it's kind of being stuck in your thoughts or, you know, facing difficulty seeing past illusions. But it also just boils down to not being content in the current moment. But again, it's not necessarily an action-oriented energy. It's kind of sulking or sitting in how you're feeling, or, you know, if it's frustration or anger, it's like this person is feeling those emotions, but they're having a hard time figuring out what to do moving forward. But initially, what I was getting in this person's feelings is like something doesn't feel realistic or something doesn't feel tangible in the current moment. And that's what's upsetting this person. They may even feel like when it comes to this connection, they're like there's a lot that goes on in their mind, but in comparison to the reality of it, it doesn't feel right. Where it's like, I'm thinking about Aries quite a bit, or, you know, this connection seems a little different in my mind than for what, than or in comparison to what it actually is. Like there's something here that doesn't feel realistic, or something here that they feel like is not as stable as it could be. And I do see that it is causing them to feel unhappy here. Okay, you could be dealing with the Cancer. We have the Queen of Cups. I do believe this is someone who has a lot of love for you, but there's something about having a hard time seeing past illusions. They know they have emotions for you, but the connection seems very different in their mind than, you know, the reality of the situation. The Queen of Cups could also be this person wanting to like express their emotions to you or nurture the situation a little more here. But they are trying to find a healthy balance. And what I mean by that is, as much as there are emotions involved, they're trying to be very practical. Nine of Swords clarifying the King of Pentacles. There could be something to do with this person's like place of work, or their finances, or their living situation that is stressing them out as well with the Nine of Swords. But I do feel like it's someone who, because the way the energy is coming through to me, guys, is like they want to be there for you. They want to nurture the situation. They want to provide for you. So either they quite literally feel like they're incapable of doing that because of something that's going on in their personal life, or there's something, you know, there could be a little bit of a mishap in this connection here that is causing them to believe that they're not able to, you know, meet you halfway. So not for all of you is it going to be that, you know, something had to happen or there was a disagreement, this person could quite literally just be going through, financial troubles or issues pertaining to stability, which is making them feel like they're not able to give to this connection in the current moment like they want to. Queen of Swords clarifying the Four of Cups. This person feels like your perspective on them has changed. And it's interesting because as I was opening this spread, I did sense that there was something that you're realizing, something that you're waking up to here. So, with the Queen of Swords, it could be that they're viewing you as a bit detached, not, happy with the current situation, but they also feel like your perspective has changed. So whether it's something you quite literally communicated to this person, or that's just something that they're picking up on based off of maybe your responses or your energy here. The Queen of Cups is being clarified by the Five of Wands. It seems to me that this person is thinking about a disagreement in this connection, okay? But I'm also getting a very specific message where there could be, an external energy that is causing some sort of conflict in their life as well. Like whether this be someone in their social circle, whether this be, but I see it impacting the connection with you. It's like something feels very chaotic for this person. And they feel like your perspective on them has changed, but there's also something that they're dealing with in their life as well. It's like Five of Wands usually comes up when there are some sort of external influences impacting the connection here. Five of Wands is also an energy of, a disagreement or a conflict, but it usually lacks importance. So this person could be thinking about maybe what's not working in this connection or what has caused a divide between the both of you, but they feel like it could also be or it's something that could have been avoided. The Fool card clarifying the Nine of Swords, and we have the Knight of Cups clarifying the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I do see that this person wants a new beginning here. I do see that they really want to express how they feel. More specifically, I'm getting someone who wants to apologize. Knight of Cups, I do see it as, yes, they want to open up their heart, but they also want to apologize because they feel like you're not viewing them in the same light, or your perspective on this connection has changed entirely. Five of Wands being clarified by the Four of Wands. So I do see it's someone who's not willing to give up easily, but when you have the Five of Wands and the Four of Wands, yes, the Four of Wands is reconciliation or having a higher level of commitment on their mind. But the Five of Wands lets me know that this person feels like it's not going to be easy. Something feels very complex about this situation. It could be their stability that this pain or frustration stemming from, or it could be, the fact that you're not, viewing them in the same light as you once did. But what I see is they do want to reconnect with you, but they feel like it's going to be very complicated with the Five of Wands, and it's not going to be like a walk in the park here. And I feel like it also goes back to something that just doesn't feel realistic in the current moment. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, so the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Wands. I do feel like there's a fixation on you this week. I do feel like someone's paying attention to you or they're waiting for some sort of a sign from you. But I could also read it as someone who's at a distance who is still feeling very connected to you with the Two of Wands. You could be dealing with an Aries or another earth sign, so another Taurus like yourself, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, it's like they're waiting for some sort of a sign from you. I do see like a fixation, but I also sense a little bit of distance here. Okay, so how is this person feeling about Taurus? Three of Pentacles. This may be someone you work with, Empress. Okay. This person could have children of their own, or maybe there's something to do with like a family dynamic that is coming up here. You may be a mother or a father here, but as far as the Three of Pentacles and the Empress, I feel like it's someone who really wants to, work together or come to some sort of a mutual agreement because they feel like there is potential. The Empress, yes, it touches on potential. It also touches on like some sort of growth that this person, that is visible to this person, but they feel like you guys have not, gotten to that level as of yet. So it's pretty much feeling like there's unexplored potential in this connection. You definitely could be dealing with another Taurus or a Libra. This person views you as the entire package. So yes, they see a lot of growth when it comes to the connection here, but they also feel like you are someone that they really desire, or you tick off all the boxes here. And Three of Pentacles is like an energy of wanting to discuss something with you and furthermore, come to a mutual agreement. So it doesn't mean that you guys are disagreeing on anything, but it could just be that this person is wanting to figure something out, or there's something on their mind that doesn't make sense to them. And so they want to discuss that with you. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So this person is viewing you as someone who is very independent, someone who is stable, very self-focused energy here as well. So this person could really admire the fact that you're able to take care of yourself, or you're not reliant on, another energy here. Now, what's interesting with the Nine of Pentacles and the Empress is like this person feels like you are very independent, but they also feel like you're very nurturing and very caring. So there could even be a question of, is, a connection something Taurus is actually looking for in the current moment? Because I do see that this person's viewing you as enjoying your singlehood, or just as a kind of like in a very independent energy. But with the Empress, because they see some sort of potential here, it's like, are we on the same page? Are we wanting the same things here? We have the Three of Swords clarifying the Three of Pentacles. So Three of Swords could be a level of hurt that this person feels, or some sort of disappointment. And I did mention with the Three of Pentacles, they're wanting to work something out. So whether it's they feel like speaking to you is going to heal something of the past, or Three of Swords could also be someone who is, wanting to work with you and connect with you, but they have gone through some sort of hurt in their past. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has something to do with you, but I do see that it's something they're going to open up about. We have the Four of Swords clarifying the Empress. Yeah. So Three of Swords and Four of Swords definitely lets me know that this is someone who is healing from their past. There's something here that is mentally impacting them. Okay. And so whether it's looking at the connection with you and feeling like in the past they did not, act on an opportunity when they had the chance to. It could also be someone who feels like the way that things transpired in the past is something that's still emotionally, impacting them. But I do see them healing from that. What's interesting to me, Taurus, is that, yes, this is someone who feels very connected to you, but they may feel like there's something that they needed to work on individually. Or maybe the both of you needed to work on individually, but I'm more so getting like someone who feels that they needed to heal something prior to actually like connecting with you or being in a connection with you. So maybe you're aware of what this person was working through, or maybe there were some sort of issues in their personal life that were kind of, causing them to feel a bit confused here. We have the Three of Cups clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. This person wants to spend more quality time with you. I do believe it's someone who wants you to become familiar with their social circle. And I do see, yes, it is spending quality time with you, but it's also an energy of like wanting, like there's some sort of a social setting that the both of you could be communicating at here. Three of Cups clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. And we have the Empress. This person could definitely view you as someone, who has the ability to kind of remove yourself from any situations where you feel a bit neglected, or you feel like you're not being prioritized. Because the Three of Cups could be where like this person's viewing the connection as very lighthearted, fun, or feeling like maybe this is a connection where it's like a best friend dynamic, or it started off as a friendship. But there could be an energy of this person, viewing you as wanting something more stable. And because the situation did not feel stable at the time, like they feel like you were able to just, withdraw your energy or remove yourself from the equation here. We have the Knight of Pentacles clarifying the Three of Swords, and we have the Page of Cups clarifying the Four of Swords here. Yeah, you're definitely receiving communication from this person. Some of you could be communicating with them as you're watching my read, but what I see, guys, is like this person feels like they had to work on something or heal something in order to reconnect with you. I do believe you are going to see an improvement, or you currently are seeing an improvement in this person, but you may be asking yourself if it's enough. And the second thing that I see here is this is someone who is moving very cautiously. So like, it's not like they're rushing in or things are happening fast. It's like taking baby steps towards, a connection here. We have the Knight of Wands clarifying the Three of Cups. What's the Knight of Wands? The Page of Swords. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't realize that it stopped recording, but this is definitely, someone who feels that it's like looking at the situation, feeling like it was a missed opportunity in the past and wanting to pretty much correct things with you this time around. What I see with the Knight of Wands, Three of Cups, and the Page of Swords is like this person could feel really bad for being inconsistent with you or neglecting a situation with you, because they're feeling very deeply towards you, but they're also acknowledging that in the past they could have, been very inconsistent, or they were almost like dealing with this situation in a careless manner is the best way for me to explain that. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, so let's see the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Queen of Cups. Definitely could be dealing with the water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But there's, what I see this as is like an emotional confession with the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Definitely someone who is operating from their heart space, but they are telling you how they feel, or there's something about your intuition, something that you have a gut feeling about, or you have been having a gut feeling about it, and it's being confirmed here with the Ace of Swords. Okay, how is this person feeling about Gemini? Six of Cups, okay. And the Sun card. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. We have Scorpion energy there as well. Okay. It's definitely someone that you have history with the Six of Cups, because this is someone who's reminded of, past memories. There's almost an energy of feeling very nostalgic about, the past with you. And with the Sun card, I feel like they're still viewing you or the connection as something that makes them very happy. But here's what I see. Definitely could be a past lover who's thinking of you, wanting to reconnect with you, but they're really wanting things to be different this time around. There could be something that they're waking up to, or there's understanding that there's like a new approach, or they're seeing a new way of doing things, because I'm almost getting like a renewal of hope or a renewal of energy here. And then we have the Judgment card. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is someone who feels like their emotions have not changed, where they still feel deeply towards you, but there's something about this connection that absolutely needs to be different. There's, like whether it's one specific thing that needs to change, or it's, just necessary changes. It could be more than one, but they feel like things need to be different in this connection, but they still feel the same towards you, hence why they're trying to work something out here. But they're really putting their foot down, or they're wanting to make a change. So even if it's like wanting to be more consistent, they could feel like they weren't really, putting forth the effort to make those changes. Instead, they were kind of thinking about it or letting it impact them, but not necessarily, doing anything about it. So there's something about, no, I want to create a change. I want things to feel different in this connection here. We have the Strength card. Okay, heavy Leo energy. What's the Sun card? King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who wants this connection to be stable. What they have on their mind is building with you. They're really thinking about building a stable or firm foundation here as well. And with the Strength card, I feel like this is someone who is, yes, operating from their heart space, but they're also trying to be very practical about the situation overall. This could also be someone who was, held back from you for quite some time, or their ego could have been in the way, where it's like, okay, if things are over or things are not working out, then I'm not going to be the one to, find a solution. But that obviously has changed, because in their feelings or in the now, I see someone who is like, okay, this is what needs to change, and I'm willing to work on that. They may even feel like there's something about this situation, or something about their reaction, more specifically, wasn't necessarily mature or realistic in the past. So they could be looking at the way that they've communicated to you, or looking at the way that they handle the situation, and quite literally feeling like, I could have done things differently, or I mishandled the situation here. The Judgment is being clarified by the Three of Wands. So you have someone who's definitely focused on the future of this connection, and they have made a firm decision. In the Three of Wands, of course, there are three wands, but he's holding on to one, which is symbolic for deciding or choosing a direction that you want to, go in. So I feel like this could be someone who was indecisive, or they were a little bit confused, but I do feel like they're very sure of where they want this connection to, or what they want this connection to grow into, and really just they're sure of the direction that they want to go in now. So I feel like it's someone who has received mental clarity about you. And the Judgment card could also be, waking up to something, or having some sort of a realization here. We have the Seven of Wands clarifying the Strength card. There may be something that this person's a little bit on the fence about. Seven of Wands could be a very protective, and in some cases a bit of a defensive energy. But with the Seven of Wands clarifying the Strength card, I see it as something here that this person is still a little bit defensive about. So, you're going to know your situation better than I will, but it could be, if you're communicating with this person, you can sense that there's something here that they're not comfortable speaking about, or something here that is still kind of that they feel a bit defensive about when you bring it up. So again, it doesn't mean that you are bringing something up to this person, but you can sense that they're not ready to touch on something that is still hitting home for them. So we have the High Priestess clarifying the King of Pentacles. Yeah. It's like you're receiving a confession, but it doesn't really seem like it's something that you were not aware of. I hope I'm explaining that correctly, because with the High Priestess, I'm seeing it as your intuition being confirmed. Like, you've had a strong feeling about something this person wanted to communicate to you, or maybe you had a strong feeling that you and this person would come together again, even if they were held back or in a defensive energy for quite some time here. So I do see your intuition being confirmed. And we have the Seven of Swords clarifying the Three of Wands. Okay, what's the Seven of Swords? The Knight of Swords. Okay, yeah. So this could be the very thing that this person's a bit defensive about. This could be a level of dishonesty. This could be doing something behind your back and not necessarily owning up to it. But I'm specifically getting what I was telling you guys a few minutes ago, which is they feel like they mishandled the situation. Seven of Swords and the Knight of Swords, guys, could be, for example, right? You could have called this person out on something. Okay, so for example, if they were dishonest about something, they did not come clean, but instead they may have tried to justify their actions. Okay, this is just a generic example, because the Knight of Swords could be an energy of very fast communication. It could be, wanting to have the last word. And because it's coming out with the Seven of Swords, it's almost like this person feels like they, maybe created an argument to avoid owning up to something, or instead of owning up to something, they justified why they did something. So they're looking at that very thing and saying, I absolutely mishandled that situation, and I want to, right my wrongs here. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands. This could also be someone who is very inconsistent with you in the past as well. Now, Gemini, I do see this person returning. I do see them communicating with you. But if there is something that this person is still defensive about, something that, they're not willing to touch on, there's a very clear message of needing to trust your intuition. If something doesn't feel right to you, or you're feeling uneasy around this person's energy, it's definitely for a reason, because the High Priestess is here in the middle of the spread, and that's pretty much the energy behind that. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. So we have the King of Swords. Okay. You could be thinking of an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We have the Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Queen of Cups. It's interesting because we have the Three of Wands, the Queen of Cups, but the King of Swords wanted to show itself. Someone who's, being distant with you, or someone who may be appearing as if they are not focused on you in the current moment. They're actually very fixated on you, but they're doing a good job at maintaining some sort of a facade here, where it's like, I'm not bothered, or I'm detached, or I don't care, but there's something going on, or there's something completely different going on internally. This person could also be at a distance from you, or there's a level of concern here, like if they haven't heard from you in quite some time, or they don't have a way of, contacting you. Okay, let's see. How does this person feel about Cancer? Three of Pentacles, okay, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's a level of concern here, Cancer. It's like they really want to discuss something with you, or they want to speak to you, but Nine of Swords is an energy of like um, feeling very worried, feeling very stressed, and intuitively, I feel like this person doesn't have a way of communicating with you. So like whether it's like, you have this person blocked, or maybe, you changed your number, something along the lines of that, because connecting with you, or I should say communicating with you, seems like the very thing that's causing this person, the stress and the worry here. Like they're wanting something to take off, or they're wanting to communicate something to you, but it doesn't feel realistic. It doesn't feel like they can do that in the current moment, is pretty much the energy that's coming through here. There's a lot of, there's also like a very anxious energy associated here with the Nine of Swords, where when this person thinks of you, and it could be that they think of you specifically at night, or that is when they have time for themselves here. But what I see is when they think of you or the situation here, it makes them feel very anxious because they're really not sure what's going to happen next. Or there's like a very uncertain feeling here, which again is resulting in them just feeling very uneasy or anxious. Like I mentioned, we have the Six of Wands. There could be something that you're celebrating here, okay? This may be, um, for your career or something personal in your life, but they are viewing you as, being celebrated by those around you. They are viewing you as someone who is receiving a lot of attention. And there's something about your success that is being highlighted as well. They could also be viewing you with the Six of Wands as someone who's like rising above a situation, or you're not letting it affect you. Like your reaction could be stressing them out as well. Like maybe they expected you to react a little differently, or they expected you to communicate with them again. Because again, the main thing that I see is a block in communication, which is stressing this person out. We have the Devil. So some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. Yeah, you're someone that they can't stop thinking about, Cancer. They may even feel like they're thinking about you a little too much, where it's becoming too, or it's starting to feel very unhealthy. Because the Devil could be associated with obsessive thinking, but it's also an energy of like feeling chained or attached to a situation, but it feels wrong, or it feels very toxic, where it's like, whether this person feels like they're constantly thinking of you, but they shouldn't be because they're not connecting with you, right? Or they shouldn't be because they feel like you're, you and them are not going to speak again. Like there's something here about, I'm thinking about this way too much, but it's starting to really take a toll on me. So we have the High Priestess clarifying the Nine of Swords. Yeah, your silence is deeply impacting this person. Like, this is someone who's trying to figure you out, but the more they try to figure you out, the more they become confused. So, needless to say, they are having a hard time reading you, but High Priestess and Nine of Swords is like, Cancer is really silent with me. I really want to speak to them, but I can't figure them out because they're not speaking to me. And so, really, I think that the silence is what's impacting them the most. The fact that you guys are not communicating here. Nine of Cups clarifying the Six of Wands. This person feels like you have shifted the focus to yourself. Nine of Cups is like, pouring into yourself. There could even be, again, something that you're celebrating or some sort of a goal that you've attained for yourself. And this person, it's visible to this person, or they're basically able to tell this based off of your energy here. Okay. But it's almost like, okay, Cancer is not invested in this situation as much as they once were. They're definitely more focused on their self. So they could view you in a very independent energy, or just someone who's like turning inward and putting yourself first and not putting your feelings or your desires on the back burner. The Devil is being clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. Cancer, why am I feeling like you being single or you being in this very independent energy is stressing someone out? It's like, whether it's you're out and about, or whether it's you're putting yourself out there, you're openly dating, there's something here about you just not only being focused on yourself, but it's like freeing yourself from this connection that is stressing this person out, right? Whether it's, I know that Cancer is not going to reconnect with me. I know that Cancer is not ever going to feel the same way about me again. There's something here about you like freeing yourself from this connection and just being fine, and more than fine, you're content on your own here, but that is driving this person to feel very worried. We have the Five of Wands clarifying the High Priestess. There's definitely an argument or some sort of a disagreement this person feels like the both of you could have avoided. Because the Five of Wands does talk about, an obstacle, but it's usually an obstacle that lacks importance or something that could have been avoided. So that's why I'm saying that here. This person could also feel like you have figured out why a situation felt very chaotic, but you're also keeping it to yourself. And I must say, Cancer, I think in this person's feelings, what's really affecting them is they can only assume in the current moment. They can only, make assumptions or use their intuition to guide them. There's no real communication coming from your end. And I think that's what's really stressing them out. The Magician clarifying the Nine of Cups. Yeah, this person's definitely trying to manifest communication from you specifically. I'm getting that. Like, yes, they're manifesting you back into their life, of course, but I'm specifically getting like really wanting to speak to you because it's something that they can't stop thinking about. It's something that is stressing them out. And I feel like they really just want to speak to you to see if what they're thinking or what they're assuming is actually true. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, you could be receiving some sort of a message or a phone call from this person as you are at work or working on something. So if it's not like at your place of work, it could be that, you're a business owner and you're just focused on, there's something here that you're skilled at is pretty much what I'm getting at. And you're working in one way or another and you're receiving some sort of a message. This message could also indicate that this person wants to build with you or they want to see more progress in this connection here. And Knight of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles is a strong energy of like you seeing some sort of increased effort when it comes to, or like from this person's end. So let's see. Could be a water sign that you guys are dealing with. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, potentially an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. So how is this person feeling about Leo? Okay. The Seven of Wands and the Moon card. I see someone who is very protective when it, like over this connection over you. It could even be that there's a lot that they're keeping to themselves. Um, Furthermore, with the Moon card, it could be letting me know that there's like a very discreet energy that this person is kind of like operating in. The Moon card could also be, a connection with a lot of secrets here. What's interesting is, yes, this is someone where they are feeling very deeply towards you with the moon. They could even have, or it could even be that like suppressed emotions are resurfacing for them this week. But I also see a very hidden or very discreet energy here where like they're not being completely open. The Five of Wands. Yeah, there could be something here this person is facing or something that they feel like is impacting their ability to connect with you, but they're not telling you this. So, like, maybe it's something that you're aware of, even if they have not communicated it to you, or you kind of have like a gut feeling that this person is going through some sort of a battle, even if it's like internal. But what I see is like they're keeping something away from you, Leo. They're not telling you what's really going on. Even if they're connecting with you, they're being open to an extent, but there's certain things that they're feeling very defensive about, and it could be an ongoing conflict in their life here. Seven of Wands is being clarified by the Death card. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. They definitely want to see a change, or they want to put an end to hiding something or not being able to be completely transparent and authentic with you. I do see them wanting to put an end to that. But with the Death card, this could also be some sort of like internal change that this person is going through, maybe realizing what they need to release, whether it be like a behavioral trait, whether it be a thinking pattern. I do see that they're acknowledging what they need to grow from or what they need to heal. The Moon card is being clarified by the Page of Wands. Yeah. I feel like you don't see this communication coming in, or it's like you don't expect it. And yes, there is a level of excitement in their feelings when it comes to connecting with you, but there is also a very, very discreet energy, Leo. Like almost an energy of I'm connecting with Leo, but A, B, and C cannot be said, or there's no way, a situation I'm dealing with or this conflict that I'm dealing with could come up in this conversation with Leo. And like whether it be they feel like it's going to change your perspective on them, or they feel like they're going to like open up a can of worms, I see them heavily avoiding something that they're still feeling extremely defensive about. Ten of Cups clarifying the Five of Wands. It's like they want to have a happy home with you. Ten of Cups is an energy of not only feeling very connected to you, but feeling like they want a cycle to close out so that you guys can, move forward, so that you guys can connect in the correct manner here. And the Five of Wands is being clarified by the Ten of Cups, which lets me know that there definitely has been disagreements in the past about a higher level of commitment, or you feel like it was, a lot of energies involved or a lot of chaos when it came to actually getting something off the ground here. The Death card is being clarified by the King of Swords. And what's the Page of Wands? The Hermit. Yeah, it's like, it's a bit of a contradicting energy, Leo, because I do see with the King of Swords, they're wanting to find a solution. They're definitely, wanting to be truthful with you. But there's a part of their energy that's not being completely transparent. With the Hermit and the Moon, there's something they're keeping to themselves. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative, right? Like if it's a conflict that they're facing in their personal environment, maybe they don't want to bring it up because they feel like it's not really your job to, or it has nothing to do with you, and they don't want to put that stress on you. So it doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but I'm getting someone who's like coming forward, but still feeling a bit defensive and still being a bit closed off, and they're only open to an extent. The Ten of Cups is being clarified by the Six of Wands. Okay, what's the Six of Wands? The Nine of Wands, yeah. Like they're trying their best to be optimistic. What they want is a successful outcome here. This is someone who still feels very connected to you. But with the Nine of Wands and this being the closing card and the Seven of Wands being the first card in their feelings, there's a very, very discreet, defensive energy here. it's almost like reconnecting with you, but not wanting something to come up or not wanting to speak about something for the life of them. And the Nine of Wands is someone who's very determined, but it's also like that wounded warrior card where this person could also be feeling very overwhelmed because of an ongoing conflict or a disagreement between the both of you. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. You could be thinking of a Leo. We have the Strength card, and we also have the Six of Swords, Aquarian energy. There's some sort of distance here with the Six of Swords, or it's like someone who, moved away from you, or someone who you feel like kind of stepped out on this connection here. Because with the Strength card, I feel like you're a bit guarded towards this person, right? Or this is someone who's held back from you in the current moment. But what I see is like, this person is not necessarily showing you how much something is still impacting them on a mental level with the Six of Swords. It's like there may be some sort of a facade, or they want you to view them in a particular perspective, but that's not really how they feel. Or that's not really what's going on behind some sort of a mask or a wall here. Okay, how's this person feeling about Virgo? The Ten of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like someone is not showing you how much they are thinking of you or how much they desire, some sort of stability with you. This could be, someone who's viewing you as, enjoying your singlehood, viewing you in a very independent energy. But the Ten of Pentacles being the first card in their feelings lets me know that they are wanting something more in this connection. They're wanting to build with you or take that next step here. The King of Pentacles. You definitely could be dealing with another earth sign. So like another Virgo like yourself, Taurus, or a Capricorn. But like this is someone who wants to be there for you, provide for you, but it's almost coming through to me as like either there's some sort of distance in the current moment, or they're not really showing you what they have in mind or their end goal. So as much as they're focused on the bigger picture or, growing or building some sort of a connection here, for some reason they're not as open about it, even if it's specifically this week. So the Ten of Pentacles is being clarified by the Hierophant. Okay, yeah, so this person definitely has a higher level of commitment on their mind. For some of you, you could be dealing with a very traditional individual where there may be something about their values or both of your values that they want to discuss here, but they could have a very specific way of doing things. So like if they have a plan, or they're, for example, a traditional person and they feel, they want to date, or they are dating to marry, there's something here that they're like they have a very specific way of doing. And so that could be the reason why they're not opening up, initially, or there's something here that they're being silent about. And I don't see it as negative. I see it as someone who does have a connection on their mind. They are wanting to commit to you. We have two cards of commitment here, but it could be someone who wants to be realistic about it, or they are taking baby steps. It's like they're not just, it's not some sort of an emotional outpour. It's not someone who's coming in and like love bombing you. The Nine of Pentacles is being clarified by the Queen of Swords. Oh, just dropped a card here. Something about your energy could be a little bit intimidating for this person. It could be, it could stem from a space of feeling like you are very independent, or you're in this self-focused energy and they're wondering if you guys are on the same page here. But the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles also lets me know that this is someone who has an intuitive feeling that you have gone through your fair share of hurt, or betrayal in your past here. So like they could be aware of that, whether it's something that you communicated or it's just something that they're assuming here. But even though they're aware of that, they feel like it has shaped you into who you are today. So they could feel like you have some sort of a guard up, because they're very, like they admire you and they are taking a liking towards you, but they may also feel like you have some sort of a wall up, which is really hard for them to kind of, like you're not letting down some sort of a guard. And they understand that it's a protective barrier, but they also feel like, okay, I want Virgo to allow more space for me in their life, or let down some sort of a guard so I can take that next step here. We have the Five of Swords that is clarifying the King of Pentacles. This person may feel like you're a bit conflicted about this situation as well. Like the Queen of Swords and Five of Swords could be when you're looking at a situation and something doesn't make sense to you, or there's something that you may not agree with. What I see here is someone who feels very connected to you, but it's two very different energies trying to come together. So with the Hierophant, it could be there are, religious factors, that are at play, or it could be cultural factors. It could be, the distance between the both of you, if it's a long distance union. It could be really, and like what I'm getting here is this person feels like the differences are being highlighted, but it's not entirely in a way where they feel like it's not going to work out, but they want to feel closer to you. So, because I'm trying to explain this energy without it sounding confusing, it's almost like they want to speak about something to you or address something to you, Virgo, but they feel like you're not at the space of talking about that very thing, or you have some sort of a guard up where they don't know if you are in a position of feeling comfortable enough to have a discussion about something that matters a lot to them. We have the Ten of Cups clarifying the Hierophant. We have the Five of Wands clarifying the Queen of Swords. Yeah, you definitely have someone who feels connected to you, but wants to feel closer, wants something more. Five of Wands clarifying the Queen of Swords. What's the Five of Wands? The Seven of Swords, okay? And the Knight of Wands. It's like they feel you're viewing them in an inconsistent energy, or if they were inconsistent with you in the past, they feel like that's the reason you have a guard up. The Five of Swords is being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. They're going to continue to prove themselves to you. You have someone here who's trying to like regain your trust. And hear me out, guys. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person was dishonest with you in the past. You could just have a past where, you were dealing with a lot and it resulted in you having trust issues, or having a hard time, trusting a new person or allowing them into your life. But what I see is someone who is going to continue to prove themselves to you. For others of you, if this person was inconsistent with you in the past, or you view them in almost like a player-like energy, they're aware of that, but they're still wanting to work through, this connection with you, but they feel like there's a lot of proving that they have to do, because, Queen of Swords in the heart of the spread there lets me know that this person feels like you have set very clear boundaries, or there's like a very, or you have like a guard up that is very difficult for you to let down. So even if you're conversing with them, they know that you don't fully trust this situation. You have your doubts, or there's something here that you're hesitant about. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys. So you could be connecting with a fixed sign. So that would be Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or a Leo. We have the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Wheel of Fortune with the Knight of Pentacles is giving me an energy of like, kind of like a finally moment that you're having this week, where it's like, whether it's something that you were manifesting from this person or in this connection has taken a while and you're like, finally it's happening, but it's like a change that you're seeing, but this change has taken a while to actually occur here. Because the Knight of Pentacles could be a little bit of a slow moving energy or things feeling a bit stagnant. How is this person feeling about Libra? The Strength card and the Queen of Swords. It's like here's how the energy is coming through. Like you could be receiving some sort of communication from this person or like a response from this person about this connection, but it's like it's taken a while. So like even if you communicated something to this person like like a few weeks ago, or whatever the timeline is here, you're receiving some sort of a response, but you feel like, okay, well, that took long enough. Now, with the Strength card and the Queen of Swords in this person's feelings, I feel like it's someone who is viewing you in a pretty detached energy, or there could be some sort of a truth that resurfaced where you're not viewing them in the same way that you used to. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, like I see someone who is trying to work something out or right their wrongs, but there's like something to do with timing that is coming up persistently. So it could be that they're trying to rekindle something with you, for example, or they're, you're seeing an increase in their efforts, but then maybe you're questioning it because you feel like it took them a really long time to get to the point of actually solving something with you or finding a solution here. I also feel like, as you're communicating with this person, they are viewing you in like a very blunt or truthful kind of energy. So it's like, I'm not saying that you're intentionally saying anything to be mean to them, but they are viewing you as being very blunt, where it's like you're putting yourself first, or you're expressing your truth and you're not really worried about sparing their feelings here. We have the Ten of Wands that is clarifying the Strength card. Ten of Wands, it is an energy, a very heavy energy. So like this person could, feel, or they could be focused on an ending, but they also feel like you may have ended a situation with them because things were starting to feel very draining or overwhelming, or really just burdensome. And Ten of Wands is looking at a situation and feeling like there's a lot of work to do, or fixing something or solving something is not going to be a walk in the park here. The Queen of Swords is being clarified by the Three of Cups. You could have some sort of mutual friends with this person, or maybe you guys met through a mutual friend here, but there's like some sort of a middleman, or like a person who is kind of where this person is connecting with this individual, and they could even be going to them for some sort of advice. Like, for example, if you're upset with this person or you're not speaking to them, maybe there's a friend that speaks to the both of you and they're asking about you. That's pretty much what I'm getting here. And the Three of Cups clarifying the Queen of Swords really could also be a clear message of you choosing yourself because you felt like you weren't you weren't the first choice, or you felt neglected in a connection, where it's like, I'm not going to continue investing in a connection where someone is not sure of me, or someone is not prioritizing me the way that I'm prioritizing them. So the Eight of Pentacles is being clarified by the Queen of Cups. There's like a very nurturing energy coming through. I will say that, Libra, and there isn't part of this person that really wants to like prove themselves to you or work something out with you, but I feel like they're having a difficult time truly believing that what they say, or what they want to say, or what they want to do is actually going to change your perspective. Like they could be viewing you as at a point of no return, or they just feel that a truth that you have figured out, or something that has been revealed to you, is kind of like a deal breaker here. The Ten of Wands is being clarified by the Fool card. Three of Cups, the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like they want a new start, but there's something about this connection, right? Where when they are looking at the connection, they're like, you know what, this is going to take a lot of work. Or I'm going to have to spend a lot of time proving myself to Libra to maybe get to the point where they allow me access into their life. There's something that feels very difficult for them to do, or it feels more complex in their mind. And the King of Pentacles, you know, clarifying the Three of Cups, this person is acknowledging that they were not giving you some sort of stability or security when they had the opportunity to do so. Hence why they feel like that is the reason you cut ties with them, or you're in this very detached energy. They may feel like they were not prioritizing the connection with you, but they were prioritizing their self, or they were prioritizing something that felt good in the moment with that Three of Cups energy. Queen of Cups being clarified by the Emperor. There could be like something to do with a father figure here, guys. Like maybe they're going to their father for advice. Maybe this person has children of their own. But what's interesting to me is we have the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Emperor here. So there's definitely more than just you and this person involved, even if it's someone from their, social group, or it's like a friend or a family member, right? They are definitely going to someone for, advice. What's the Emperor? The Five of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. This person feels like they're going through a lot and they're thinking about you constantly, but they're trying their best to keep it together. Emperor and the Five of Wands is giving me a strong energy of someone who feels internally very conflicted, okay? And they feel like a situation is causing them to feel defeated or powerless, but they're not showing it on the outside. They're trying their best to keep it together. Something else I see with the Emperor and the Five of Wands is what's stressing this person out is some sort of control that they do not have in the current moment. So like you're going to know your situation better than I will. So whether it's control, some sort of control in this connection, or something they feel defeated by or powerless about in their personal life, it's really impacting them, but they're not showing it on the outside. Five of Wands and Five of Pentacles is an energy of feeling like an outsider in your life. But Five of Wands and Ten of Wands is like, it's going to take a lot of work for me to actually get to a better space with Libra. This is not going to be easy. And I think, what causes them to be in a stagnant energy is they're thinking about maybe everything they need to do, or in some cases, what they need to come clean about, and it's stressing them out. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. We have the Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. And we have the Seven of Cups, which is your energy here. Off the bat here, Scorpio, I feel like there are a lot of illusions in this connection, or there's some sort of, even if it's one particular thing that this person is having a hard time seeing past, or something that seems true in their mind, but it's not really, true when it comes to the reality of the situation. Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups. Definitely some sort of strategy involved here with the Seven of Swords, but Seven of Cups is an energy of like, it boils down to emotional confusion. Like this could be someone who's trying to figure you out this week, but they're feeling very confused, right? They're trying to figure you out, but maybe they feel like there are constant mixed signals between the both of you. Seven of Swords and Seven of Cups also, guys, is an energy of someone who feels like you are exploring your options, or you haven't fully decided, or you haven't really, you're not really putting all your eggs in one basket, right? They could just be viewing you as, yes, Scorpio has options, but there's something that feels a bit uncertain when it comes to your feelings towards them, or this connection here. Okay, so definitely feeling a bit emotionally confused. How does this person feel about Scorpio? Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords and we have the Seven of Wands. So it's someone who's thinking about you for sure, but they feel very stuck in this situation, or there's something that they don't trust. Now, hear me out, Scorpio. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are, viewing your options or you are dating multiple people. Like, this could just be someone who is aware that you have options, and that is something that is stressing them out. Because the Eight of Swords could be your own thoughts or your own insecurities that are causing you to feel restricted. So, like, they feel restricted when it comes to this connection, but they're still very protective of this connection for some reason. And there's also an energy of this person not really opening up about what's stressing them out, or they're not telling, it's not like they're telling their friends or family what's going on here. Like, they feel stuck in a situation with you, but they also feel like stuck on you, right? Because Eight of Swords being the first card in their feelings is someone who's struggling to move forward or feels like they're still thinking about you, even though there's a level of stagnancy that they feel in this connection. The Three of Swords. So there's a level of hurt that this person feels. It's like they're sensing a disconnect here and it's bothering them. But when it comes to what do I say or what do I do next to fix this, there is a mental block that they feel. There could even be a specific reason as to why this person doesn't feel they can be open with you. Like, they may want to tell you something or communicate something to you, but they feel like right now is not the right time, or they want to kind of work through their emotions on their own prior to communicating something to you. Okay, Eight of Swords being clarified by the Eight of Wands. Yeah. So definitely wanting to communicate with you. You could be receiving communication from this person very soon. Some of you, maybe you have received communication from them as you're watching my read here. But it's like, just know that it's taken a lot from this person to communicate with you, or it's something that they were over analyzing and overthinking for quite some time before getting to the point of like sending that message or picking up the phone and calling you, or maybe for others of you it's communicating in person here. What's the Seven of Wands? The King of Cups. Yeah, it's like they really do have emotions for you, and they feel connected to you, but just being transparent here, Scorpio, there's something that this person doesn't trust about this situation. And in no way am I saying that you've done something to cause this person to feel that way. It could just be, like I said, when I opened your spread, this person's having a hard time seeing past some sort of illusions. So it could just be illusions or assumptions that this person is jumping to here, right? Or maybe they're dealing with their own insecurities or some sort of trust issues when it comes to, completely trusting you or this connection here. Because this person feels like when they're connecting with you, they feel on top of the world, or you have a way of reassuring them about your emotions. But if you're not speaking to them, or if there's some sort of physical distance, or if you have to, for example, travel for work, this person begins to get cold feet. So it's not that they don't trust you entirely, but it's like they trust you, but then other times they really question you or question your emotions towards them. Three of Swords is being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, so really hurting when it comes to the lack of stability in this connection. What someone wants is to not only feel closer to you, but they want more with you. And like, this could be a connection where, sure, you could be connecting with this person, but maybe there's not really a title that you've placed on this connection, right? Or maybe you're not, or the connection doesn't feel as stable as it could be. There's some sort of security that this person wants to feel when they are connecting with you, but they don't feel that in the current moment. There's something that they're questioning. There's something that they feel a bit hesitant about. The Eight of Wands is being clarified by the Ten of Wands, which is this person communicating to you what feels heavy for them, something they feel like they have been carrying on their own. So even if it's negative thoughts, even if it's emotional confusion, I see this person expressing it to you because they feel like very overwhelmed. And the more they keep it to themselves, nothing is really being done about it, right? It's not really like a solution is coming about. The Judgment clarifying the King of Cups. They really want to see a change in this dynamic. I think that's what this boils down to. But it's also like allowing themselves to trust you or trust this situation. Maybe this is someone who has, gone through their fair share of hurt in the past year. Maybe there was something that occurred between the both of you that is causing them to feel this way. And I don't feel like they don't trust you entirely. Like this person feels when they are communicating with you and you're reassuring them, they feel on top of the world. But then there's something about a disconnect, or I could be picking up on an energy of this connection being very on and off, where when when you guys are not communicating as consistently as you usually do, that could be something that, causes this person to, or it raises assumptions for this person. The Two of Wands, clarifying the Ten of Pentacles. What's the Two of Wands, Five of Pentacles? Okay, so Scorpio, I don't necessarily see this as like a block that you guys are, not going to be able to overcome, because what I see is like a conversation can really help kind of clear the air or bring this person more clarity. Hence why, I think that's the reason they're communicating with you or about to. But with the Two of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, there is something about feeling close to you when they're physically there with you or you're communicating with them, but there's some sort of distance that happens very consistently that causes this person to question the connection. That's what I'm getting here. So whether it's an on and off connection, whether it's a long distance union, so you can only see this person or spend time with them on, specific dates. And so the rest of the time it requires the both of you to be apart. They feel close to you when you're right there with them. But when there's some sort of distance, they start to question everything, or they begin to get cold feet. That's what I'm seeing here, okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Page of Cups. This is kind of giving me like crush energy, or someone who's like admiring you, but wanting to offer you something stable. But I feel like it's a very lighthearted energy in the current moment. Like they do admire you, or the emotions are developing here. But I don't really see it as like, a commitment initially or a commitment from the start. Like there's something that feels very lighthearted about their approach, although they are wanting, or they do see the potential, or they are wanting more, or they do have the bigger picture in mind. This could be someone who is younger than you, or there could be children in this dynamic. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Okay, you guys could be thinking of a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or potentially an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Okay, the Sun card wanted to pop out here. So we also have Leo energy. I also feel like just this person opening up to you, or the way that they're speaking to you, is something that's going to make you very happy. So let's see here. We have the Ace of Swords, okay, followed by the Strength card in their feelings. Yeah, it's like this is someone who's communicating with you. They're communicating their truth or how they feel towards you, but it's also like a little bit of a held back energy. More than a held back energy, it's like taking baby steps towards pursuing something with you, feeling like they can't just say everything at once. And it could be because they're in the early stages of connecting with you. But it's like a very strong energy of I want more, or I know that I see the potential in this connection. But particularly this week, it could just be more about, just telling you how they feel about you, getting to know you, just being a little more practical about the situation, as opposed to just allowing their emotions to kind of like, or allowing their emotions to basically like consume them. Ten of Wands. There could be some sort of a tough cycle that this person had to complete here. But Strength card and the Ten of Wands could also just be an energy of someone who feels very overworked, or they feel like they have a lot on their plate, but they're also like not being open about it. They're being open to you about their emotions towards you, but there could be something that is really draining in their life that they're not necessarily, being vocal about. What's the Ace of Swords? The Seven of Swords. Interesting. So what I see here with the Seven of Swords clarifying the Ace of Swords, guys, is like this may be someone who is speaking their truth to you this week, but there's also certain things that they're not willing to address, or there's something here that's causing you to feel a bit hesitant about this situation here. Seven of Swords could also just be strategy. Or like a strategic way of communicating with you. So there could be certain things that they feel like they're tiptoeing around, or there are certain things that they're trying to refrain or avoid bringing up here, right? So I don't necessarily see it as, negative. I just see it as someone who is going through something and not wanting to bring it up, even if it's just this week, but they are wanting to be truthful about their emotions towards you. But I will say there could be something that's causing you to feel a bit hesitant, or something that is causing you to not really trust this person or the situation entirely. Seven of Swords and Ace of Swords could also be an energy of someone who's actually coming clean about something that they've done in the past. Whether, it's something that you're aware of or not, they want you to hear it from them, is what I'm seeing here. The Three of Cups clarifying the Strength card, the Ten of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, definitely a cycle that is closing out here. This person could be releasing someone or something from their energy. Could also just be releasing something in terms of like coming clean about it, right? Like if they have been refraining from telling you something that they know makes them feel uneasy, they're like, you know what, I'm just going to get it off my chest or come clean so that we can move forward here. Three of Cups is also an energy of like wanting to take you out or spend more quality time with you. And Wheel of Fortune, clarifying the Ten of Wands, is yes, a change that is happening, but it has taken a while to happen, because the Wheel of Fortune is associated with a very fixed energy. So this person could feel like they were really stuck in their ways, or just feeling very stuck in a situation, but now they're able to make the necessary changes here. Seven of Swords is being clarified by the Two of Cups. This is very specific, guys, but like this person could be reconnecting with you, right? And telling or speaking their truth or coming clean about something, but they could also be keeping this away from someone else in their energy. Because the Seven of Swords and the Two of Cups is almost like connecting with you in a secretive way, or there's a reason why they're moving very discreetly. And it's not to say that they, there's someone else in the picture or someone else that they feel emotionally connected to, but it could be like wanting to reconnect with you, but maybe they had to release someone or end a cycle with someone else. And so they don't want that very person to know that they're reconnecting with you, doing things in a discreet way, because they don't want someone else or something else to get in the way of this connection here. Because I do see it's someone who has, a lot of love for you. I do see it as, someone who is reconnecting with you, but in a very like discreet way. The Three of Cups is being clarified by the Two of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Swords. Yeah, I see a lot of back and forth communication, even an urgency to just speak their truth and get things off the ground here, or at least, have things progress. Because I do see they're very tired of things feeling stagnant. But Two of Swords is an energy of like a lack of clarity, right? Or something that they are having a hard time seeing past, right? So it's like they know what to do in the current moment, but they may have questions about the future of this connection. Or it's just confirming what I was saying. You have someone who's reconnecting with you. You have someone who is expressing their emotions to you, but there could be something in this situation that is not visible to you because they're not telling you. They're being open when it comes to the emotional department, but what's standing out to me is they're being very quiet about it, or they're being very discreet about their emotional expression or their emotions towards you. Okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, let's see. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ace of Swords. The Four of Swords and the Ace of Swords is giving me the energy of someone who's like finally breaking this silence or breaking their silence. Like, even if you're communicating with this person, there's something here that they're finally telling you, or something here that they have been thinking about, but they're actually being vocal about it this week here. You could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Okay, how is this person feeling about Capricorn? And the Ace of Swords and the Four of Swords, guys, could also be some sort of a breakthrough when it comes to, you know, your journey of healing. So like you could be healing, you know, from a connection or from some sort of betrayal, but you're receiving like clarity or some sort of breakthrough that kind of speeds up the process, or it makes things feel a little more easier for you. Okay, so just take it how it resonates here. How does this person feel about Capricorn? Six of Cups, okay, and the Queen of Wands. First and foremost, Capricorn, there's something that has changed in the way that you carry yourself, or there are some sort of insecurities that you were able to heal. The reason I'm saying this is they're viewing you in a very confident energy, but I'm specifically getting that maybe something that really used to impact you or affect you in the past no longer does. Okay, whether it's something about this person, whether it's something that they've done in the connection, they feel like you're not placing as much importance on that very thing anymore. Okay, so there's something about that coming through very strongly. And Six of Cups definitely lets me know that there's history with you and this person, but they're viewing you in a very confident and bold energy. So they may feel like you're not responding to them the way that they want you to, or like the way that you're reacting to a situation is much different from what they were anticipating in their mind. You know, I do see that there's history between the both of you, but this person could feel like they know the old version of you, or they were connecting with you when you were working through your fair share of, you know, troubles, or, you know, things that you were battling internally, where they're seeing like this new or revamped version of you, where certain things that used to impact you no longer do. We have the Ten of Cups here. So they could be thinking about not only reconnecting, but, you know, they do have a higher level of commitment on their mind here with the Ten of Cups. And it's like they are more attracted to you now, or they are even more attracted to you than they were in the past. It's like, you know, possibly your ability to remove yourself from a situation, or your ability to actually work on the things that were impacting you instead of just sulking about it, that could be something that they admire as well. But what's interesting is there's a little bit of intimidation here, right? So like this person could feel like, I only know how to communicate with, you know, the Capricorn I knew in the past. The new Capricorn in the now, I don't know how to communicate with them, or that's what they're trying to work through, trying to figure out. And, you know, Capricorn, I don't say this in a way where I'm passing judgment or anything of that sort, but this could definitely be someone that you were connecting with when you weren't sure of yourself, or there was a level of uncertainty or some sort of insecurities that you were dealing with. We have the Sun card clarifying the Six of Cups. So, you know, feeling very emotionally content when they are with you, wanting or manifesting a positive outcome here. There's also something that's being illuminated to this person about you. Yes, this is a love reading and this is about how they feel towards you, but I'm persistently getting like some sort of changes that you've made, or who you are now in comparison to who you were, is something that's almost like creating a shock factor for this person here. What's the Queen of Wands? The Five of Wands. This person could also feel like you're highly sought after, or you have options in the current moment where they know that they're not the only one trying to win you over. And the Five of Wands could also be a card of like competition, where this person is trying to stand out from the rest, or they're, communicating something to you or hinting something to you where it's like, look, Capricorn, pay attention to me, or I'm very different from, everything else that you have going on or other options. There's something about proving themselves to you or wanting to be your first choice here. What's the Ten of Cups? The Page of Wands. So I see a lot of back and forth communication here, but there's a very a bit of a fiery energy coming through here, Capricorn. Almost like, yes, I could read it as someone who's very determined to pursue you, but it's also like an energy of I'm going to prove myself to Capricorn. It's a very strong energy of I want to be Capricorn's first choice, or I do want to stand out from the rest. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or like you not paying attention to this person or you not focusing on them could really cause like an ego death, or it really affects their ego in some ways, what I'm seeing strongly. The Sun card being clarified by the Chariot. Some of you could be dealing with the Cancer. I see forward movement. I see progress. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles clarifying the Five of Wands. Yeah, you may have more than one person in your energy here, Capricorn. Because yes, I do see someone as viewing you as single, very attractive, noticing some sort of changes that you've made and wanting to reconnect with you. But I don't feel like they're the only ones in your energetic field here. And they're aware of that as well. That's why I'm bringing that up. Because it's like a very strong energy of like wanting to prove themselves to you, wanting you to choose them. So you could be in a position where you're like pouring into yourself, you're enjoying your singlehood, and you're, open to seeing what's out there, but you're not really putting all your eggs in one basket. What's the Page of Wands? The Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Okay. So what you have here, Capricorn, okay, is someone that you were very emotionally invested in the past. Okay. So fast forward, you've made some sort of changes because you were hurt by this person. You've made some sort of changes where, this is visible to those around you. The fact that you're not as emotionally invested in this situation as you were in the past, and instead you're exploring your options, or you're just, in this very independent energy, that is stressing this person out. Because I will say that there is some sort of a hold or some sort of power that they have felt in this connection in the past with you that they no longer feel in the current moment. Okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. The Queen of Swords wanted to pop out here. Okay, so someone's definitely thinking of you, Aquarius. Let's see. Magician on the bottom of the deck, and the Six of Cups. Definitely see this as like some sort of a positive outcome, but it's also something that you have been manifesting when it comes to this connection. So like this could vary, right, guys? It's a general read. Maybe, you were manifesting reconnecting with someone. Maybe for others of you, you were manifesting something specific that you wanted this person to communicate to you. But I do see that something you have been manifesting is coming into fruition for you, when it comes to this connection here. Okay. How is this person feeling about Aquarius? Five of Pentacles followed by the Five of Cups. This person could be, facing some sort of, financial troubles this week, or there could be something to do with their stability that is changing. But like you have someone here who is disappointed in the past when it comes to this connection, but they still feel like they are in love with you, or they still feel like they have very deep emotions for you with the Two Cups that are still standing in that Five of Cups energy. So it's like, yes, there's a level of disappointment or possibly even regret when it comes to the past, but they still feel very deeply towards you, or they're still dwelling, um, or feeling stagnant in this connection because they're having a hard time moving forward or completely releasing you from their energy. Temperance. So this is someone who wants to restore some sort of, balance or peace in this connection here. You could be thinking of a Sagittarius. Because not only do they feel like they've met you for a reason, or something could feel very destined to be in this connection here, it's like, I want to be at a better space. When I think of Aquarius, I don't want to feel uneasy. I don't want to feel guilty or, disappointed here. And yes, I do feel like this is someone who could feel like an outsider in your life, but they're, really wanting to feel closer to you. There's like a urge that they have to find a solution here, or feel more at peace in this connection. What's the Five of Pentacles? The Two of Wands. So this person's planning some sort of a return, or if you are connecting with them, there has been some sort of a disconnect, or you guys have been in separation for quite some time. And this person feels like they've come to their senses, or there's a realization that they're having about this connection, which is, kind of guiding them in the direction of being open with you or creating some sort of a plan for the future here. And what I will say is, even though there was some sort of a disconnect, this person feels like they were still focused on you from a distance. So even if you guys weren't speaking, right, they feel like they were still thinking about you every single day, or their emotions were still very much present. What's the Five of Cups? The Lovers. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. What's the Temperance? The Ace of Swords, yeah. This is a major breakthrough when it comes to someone waking up to the connection with you. Someone who's actually being open and honest about what is mentally impacting them because they're tired of bottling it up. Something feels more real to you this time around. Something feels more authentic in the way that they're communicating with you. And it's because they're opening up, yes, when it comes to the emotional department, but they're also opening up to you in a way that they never have before. And this stems from a space of quite literally feeling a lot of regret or disappointment for the disconnect. So it's like coming in and speaking to you, or speaking their truth with the Ace of Swords. And I see this as a breakthrough. I see this as something that may have taken a while to come in, but it's most certainly something that you've been manifesting here. Knight of Wands clarifying the Two of Wands, okay. And the Lovers, Nine of Wands. What's the Ace of Swords? The Knight of Swords. Yeah, a lot of back and forth communication here. It could be someone that was very guarded towards you as well, but I feel like they're trying to like rekindle something here, and they're trying to like reignite almost the passion. So it's like when they're connecting with you, they're hoping you're feeling the same level of excitement. They're hoping that you guys can get to a space that where you guys started, or where you guys used to be. There is a part of them that feels a bit wounded. There is a part of them that feels like there's like a guard that you have up, or some sort of boundaries, but they're still very fixated on, yes, proving themselves to you, but more so like rekindling what you guys used to have. Knight of Swords being clarified by the Moon, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is someone you have been, in separation with, or this communication is coming in after a very long time here. So it's like, as you guys are reconnecting, this person's main goal is to get to a very, calm or peaceful space with you. They're also realizing they still feel the same towards you, because there's a level of excitement that they feel as they're communicating with you. And it could be that they sense you have some sort of a guard up, or you're not allowing yourself to fully open up to them in the current moment, just because it has been a while since you guys have spoken to each other. But they're trying to get to that space, or they're trying to regain your trust here. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Lovers. So you could be thinking of a Gemini, okay, potentially another water sign, so another Pisces like yourself, Cancer, or a Scorpio. But what I see here is someone who feels very, very connected to you. Someone who could even feel like they were, like there's a reason for you guys, crossing each other's paths here. How is this person feeling about Pisces? Let's see. Yeah, someone feels very, very drawn to you, but they can't really put their finger on why. So like, for example, with the Ace of Cups, if it's something that's fairly new, it could be that they are falling for you very quickly and they're unable to, figure out why they are falling for you so quickly, or how their emotions are, developing for you. Okay, so we have the King of Swords followed by the Judgment. So this is like completion, or a cycle that you've just completed, but you're walking into, or you're opening a new door. You're walking into something that feels very, almost like life-changing, because a Judgment card is like a very large change, okay? I also feel like this is someone where connecting with you feels very like new, or it feels like they're not used to, someone like you, or used to, the emotions that they feel. It's almost like you're bringing up a side of this person that they're not familiar with, maybe even a side that they felt like did not exist. 10 of Wands. What's the King of Swords? The Eight of Wands. Yeah, I see a lot of back and forth communication here as well. Pisces, I almost called you guys Capricorn, so you could be dealing with a Capricorn. But with the 10 of Wands, like there is an energy of like, a cycle coming to an end. So if this is not a new connection, it could be maybe putting an end to the past that you guys have shared together. But they feel like something is officially over, or they're finally able to release something, which is causing them to feel like they can move forward in a connection with you with the Eight of Wands. So it's like there could be some sort of restrictions or a block that has been lifted, even if it was like an emotional block where, yeah, they're able to communicate with you, but they feel like they're finally seeing the progress that they want to see when it comes to this connection. They could also be viewing you as someone that they've manifested, or the connection with you feels like a connection that they have, been manifesting here. Three of Swords clarifying the Judgment. So putting an end to some sort of hurt or healing from, a past connection or a past cycle, so that they could move forward with you. It's someone who's become very tired of like feeling bothered by something in this connection, or feeling like something is not working out for them, but not doing anything about it. It's like, I'm tired of, feeling tired, or, I'm tired of being upset about this connection, or thinking about this connection, but not really taking the necessary steps towards Pisces. So they're putting an end to that. 10 of Wands is being clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. Something about this connection could have felt very heavy for them in the past, but what I see now is someone who is working something out with you, or they're trying to build a stable foundation. So for example, if you were connecting with this person in the past, they may feel like there was some sort of a false start, where it's like, okay, this time around, I'm going to, do things the right way, or I'm going to be open, a little more open with Pisces, so that things feel more stable. They're going to connect with you in a way that you don't expect them to, because the 10 of Pentacles is also, like an unexpected energy, where you may expect that this person is coming in to speak to you, but you're not expecting what they're going to say. Maybe you're expecting them to say something completely different, and it kind of throws you off because they're wanting a connection or a commitment here. Eight of Wands being clarified by the Four of Swords. Yeah, Four of Swords and Three of Swords in the same spread. They were able to heal from something that was impacting them. It may have taken them to be, it may have taken a separation or some sort of alone time, but they feel like this was critical in order for them to overcome what was, impacting them. What's the Four of Swords? The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's an energy of being held back, maybe feeling like they had a mentality of a lack, like they weren't able to meet you halfway, or they weren't able to give you what they felt like you were deserving of. And I see that shifting for them, like mentally. So there's, again, some sort of a block that is being removed, where they feel like, okay, I'm finally seeing progress, or we can finally move things along now that I've, healed this very thing, or I've detached from this very thing. Four of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles could also be someone who has recently went through an ending. So they could have taken a very large financial hit, but because of that ending. But I do feel like that's something they're going to be communicating to you as well. Because I will say that this person is very happy about an ending, because that means they can move forward with you. But the reality of the situation is this ending has impacted other areas of their life, or they feel like they're starting from scratch, or there's something here where it's like, okay, I have to do this all over again. And I'm not entirely mad about it, but I am a little stressed out. I am a little overwhelmed is how they're feeling. The Ten of Swords clarifying the Three of Swords. And what's the Ten of Pentacles? The Devil. Devil, the Death card. Wow. It's a very powerful energy, guys. Like there's something here that was in the way of them committing to you in the past. And the Devil card could be like addictions, a thinking pattern, behavioral trait. It could just be a constant pattern, a consistent energy between the both of you, where if the connection was very on and off, or if it was you guys were consistent and then it would go to, not speaking at all or being completely inconsistent. Like there's a change that this person's making, because as much as the Devil is upright, that's why I clarified it. It's being clarified by the Death card, which means they're putting an end to what's not working. Right? They are detaching from another situation, or, even if it's like a job or a family member, or quite literally maybe another relationship, they are detaching from it, which again is causing them to feel more free, or feel like they can see more progress with you. But a part of them is stressed out, because the Death card and the Devil card is releasing what you have known for so long, or releasing something that felt familiar, that feels very familiar to you. So it could be a change that's hard to adapt to. So they feel like they made a much needed change, but they're like almost like dealing with the aftermath of it, is what I'm seeing here. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.